All right, let's talk about something that I think every single one of us struggles with, that constant nagging pull of distraction. Today, we're going to break down a really powerful but simple way to think about this, a mental model that can help you finally reclaim your focus and get your most important work done. So, let me ask you something. Do you ever sit down ready to work on something important and within minutes your mind just wants to be literally anywhere else? You feel that twitch to grab your phone, that little urge to just open one more tab? That feeling? That's the restless mind. And if that sounds familiar, trust me, you are so not alone. And yeah, this basically lays it out perfectly, doesn't it? This is the daily battle we're all fighting. On one side, you've got your goals, the stuff you really want to do, like get through a study session or make progress on a big project. And on the other side, well, there's a whole army of distractions, all perfectly designed to steal your attention. It's this constant tug of war for your focus.
There's actually a name for this. We can call it the restless mind. It's that state where your brain just constantly scans for something easier, something a little more fun than the task at hand. And here's the crucial part. This is not a personal failure. It's not a lack of willpower. It's pretty much the default setting in the world we live in. But the good news is it's something we can train.
So the big question is, how do we do that? How do we train our brains? Well, it turns out the answer might come from a very simple lesson, the kind of thing you'd expect to hear from a wise old sports coach. Let's dig into this idea. I want you to picture this. Imagine a young athlete standing out on a huge open field. Their coach, we'll call him Coach Miller, comes up to them and gives them one very specific instruction. It's not complicated, it's not some elaborate plan. It's just a single, simple task, but it's designed to test their focus to the absolute limit. And here it is. This is the lesson. The coach points to a target way off in the distance and says, focus only on the target. Ignore the trees and the field. Just think about that for a second. The real genius here isn't just about what to look at. It's about what not to look at. The real power is in the act of ignoring. So you can really boil that whole philosophy down into two incredibly simple rules. Rule number one, look only at your goal. That's the active part, right? You're directing your attention. Then there's rule number two, look at nothing else. And this is the secret sauce. This is the defensive move, where you actively decide to ignore everything that is not your goal. So what does this little story have to do with us? Well, it's a perfect analogy. For us, in our daily lives, the trees and the field that the coach talked about, that's your phone buzzing on the table. That's the little red notification on your Facebook tab. That's the endless, tempting rabbit hole of YouTube. All of that stuff, it's just the scenery. It's not your target. Okay, so we get the idea. It's a great little story. But how do we actually use it? How do we take this lesson from Coach Miller and turn it into a real, practical strategy we can use every day? This is where we learn how to actually reclaim our ability to focus deeply.
Here we go. A super simple 3-step method you can use literally today. First, define your target. Be brutally specific. What is the one thing you want to accomplish right now? Second, identify the trees. You have to know what you're up against, right? So just acknowledge what your typical distractions are. And third, ignore everything else. You make a conscious commitment to look only at your target until your time is up. Let's make this crystal clear. Say you set aside an hour to study. That entire hour, that's the field. It's full of potential distractions, the trees. But that one chapter you need to finish, or that one problem set you need to solve, that is your target. And for that hour, it's the only thing that matters. And this really is the biggest takeaway from all of this. We tend to think of focus as this intense act of concentrating on one thing. And it is, but that's only half the story. True, deep focus is just as much about the art of intentional ignorance. It's a process of elimination. It's about deciding all the things you are not going to give your attention to.
So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. For the next hour, or hey, even just the next 25 minutes, what is your single target? Define it, identify your trees, and then get to work ignoring them.